Python, adding element to list while iterating. I know that it is not allowed to remove elements while iterating a list, but is it allowed to add elements to a Python list while iterating? Here is an example. I have tried this in my code and it seems to work fine. However, I don't know if it's because I am just lucky and that it will break at some point in the future. Edit. I prefer not to copy the list since my R is huge, and therefore it would be too slow. Also, I need to check the appended objects with sunken. Edit. At some point sunken will be false, so there cannot be an infinite loop. Edit. Someone asked about the sunken function. Each object in my R has a size, and each time sunken A is true and a new object is appended to the list, the new object will have a size smaller than A. Sunken has an epsilon for how small objects can be, and if they are too small it will return false.
You could use the isLice from itertools to create an iterator over a smaller portion of the list. Then you can append entries to the list without impacting the items you're iterating over. Even better, you don't even have to iterate over all the elements. You can increment a step size.
Why don't you just do it the idiomatic C way? This ought to be bulletproof, but it won't be fast. I'm pretty sure indexing into a list in Python walks the linked list, so this is a Schlemiel the painter algorithm. But I tend not to worry about optimization until it becomes clear that a particular section of code is really a problem. First make it work, then worry about making it fast, if necessary. If you want to iterate over all the elements, if you only want to iterate over the elements that were originally in the list,
well, according to this URL, it is not safe to modify the sequence being iterated over in the loop. This can only happen for mutable sequence types, such as lists. If you need to modify the list you are iterating over, for example, to duplicate selected items, you must iterate over a copy.
In short, if you are absolutely sure all new objects fail sunken checked, then your code works fine. It just wastes some time iterating the newly added objects. Before giving a proper answer, you have to understand why it considers a bad idea to change list/dict while iterating. When using for statement, Python tries to be clever, and returns a dynamically calculated item each time. Take list as example. Python remembers a index, and each time it returns L index to you. If you are changing L, the result L index can be messy. Note, here is a Stack Overflow question to demonstrate this. The worst case for adding element while iterating is infinite loop. Try or not if you can read above the following in a Python REPL. It will print numbers nonstop until memory is used up, or killed by system/user. Understand the internal reason. Let's discuss the solutions. Here are a few. 1. Make a copy of origin list. Iterating the origin list, and modify the copied one. 2. Control when the loop ends. Instead of handling control to Python, you decide how to iterate the list. Before iterating, calculate the list length, and only loop length times. 3. Store added objects in a new list. Instead of modifying the origin list, store new object in a new list and concatenate them afterward.
If you want to see more, please consider subscribing.